She knew the monster was there, laying in wait, hoping it would have the opportunity to bring Sarah to its final demise. Hello, you are listening to In My Words. The book I am reading from is titled The Monster We Call Dad by D.A. Riles. This book is not intended for young readers. After each reading session, I will show or discuss a various topic of interest. Leaving a comment will help my videos get noticed more and allow other people to view them. Also, purchasing one or all three of my books will be very helpful. My newest book is out, titled The Sensitives. You can find it at Amazon.com under The Sensitives by D.A. Riles. Thank you for your time and consideration. No longer was the young girl able to delay the inevitable. Gingerly placing her hand in the container, she felt its contents. It was wet, slippery, and pokey. Feeling something jab into her finger, Sarah nearly shrieked as she thought, "What if it's the monster's claw?" As she took a large gulp of air, she heard Uncle Pete goad her by saying, "Take it out." Slurring his words, from his drunken stupor he added, "Take a good look at what I gave you. Don't you want to know what I've got?" The wicked nature of her vile great-uncle seemed to be spurred on by the monster as Dad and Great-Uncle Pete looked at each other with delight. Horror filled Sarah's young face. Her whole body was shaking. Removing the warm contents from the box, she screamed. Cold and sardonic, they taunted the child as Uncle Pete and the monster burst into laughter. "Oh, Thomas," Jane chided, "you shouldn't have done that." No comfort came from the woman or man which Sarah called Mom and Dad. The only reassuring smile came from Rita. However, Rita knew she couldn't interfere, for if she did, her life would literally be in mortal danger. Many times during her marriage to Pete, the psychotic man had actually tried to kill his wife, yet she stayed with him. After all, when you're in love, does it really matter? Sarah would find out that, yes, it does matter how you're treated, whether you're in love or not. But she wouldn't learn that for several more years. As Sarah removed the thing from its confines, she almost dropped it on the floor, wanting to release it, to not feel the warm, wet blood dripping down her arm and onto her new birthday clothes, which Grandma and Grandpa Nye had given her the last time she was there. Sarah sobbed silently. She couldn't let the blood touch the ground and stain the floor. Otherwise, the monster would surely kill her. Placing it carefully back in the box, Sarah wept softly, no one coming to comfort the young child. Recognizing the contents of the box, Sarah realized that it was the remains of the butchered chickens that Uncle Pete and Dad had killed earlier that morning in the backyard. Uncle Pete suggested that they put the leftover pieces in a box and give them to Sarah as a joke. The clawed foot was what the birthday girl had pulled from the box. She knew there were other parts of the dead chicken in the box as well. She could feel them. Her hands slid past a neck and butt as she removed the chicken foot. Sarah wouldn't pull the rest of the items from the box, no matter what the monster would do to her. Instead, she ran to the bathroom and washed her blood-soaked hand and arm off. In the background, she could hear the thunderous laughter from the two warped men. Scrubbing both arms up to her elbow, Sarah felt sick. She didn't want to come out of the bathroom. A short while later, she heard Dad bellow, "Get your ass out here!" Staring at herself in the bathroom mirror, Sarah turned mindlessly toward the cupboard and took out a hand-held mirror. Opening the bathroom door, Sarah walked with the mirror in her hands. Turning the reflection of the image towards the ceiling, she walked into the hallway. Stepping over the reflected image of the light on the ceiling, the disengaged child neared the living room. Thomas watched the strange behavior of his daughter as she stepped over the next ceiling light. Walking without feeling the ground or seeing the room, Sarah was no longer there. She saw nothing, heard nothing. Her body took over where her mind could not. Her senses were gone. How could this man that she called Dad do such a hideous thing to her? How could he have so many different people living inside of him? Perhaps he was just like his younger sister, but because of his intelligence, he was able to use different mechanisms of coping. Scott, Joe, and Sissy all stared at Sarah as she walked from the bathroom, none of them daring to come to her aid or say anything. The room was silent until Uncle Pete said, "Look at the rest of 'em," he said to the blankly staring child, trying to get a rise out of her. Then, as if he was proud of himself, he added, "There are necks in there, too." "Shut the F up," Thomas said, nearly exploding off the couch and then stopping his action in midstream. "You're just an effing drunk old man." Pete said nothing to Thomas's outburst. He just closed his eyes and promptly went to sleep as if on cue. Thomas felt a queer sensation run through his body as he looked at his daughter. It almost felt like fear or panic, but he wasn't able to put his finger on what was bothering him about the small child. She seemed to have a sudden change in her. Had something happened during the birthday party that he didn't know about or remember? Did someone else cause her strange behavior? In the distance, Thomas could hear talking. Then he began to listen and allowed himself to come back from his thoughts. Touching Sarah gently on her shoulder, Rita said in a very quiet, gentle voice, "Here is a gift from me. Just me. It's okay, honey. It's a good gift. I promise." Sarah was unable to feel the warmth of her godmother's hand, which was trying to comfort her. Looking into the mirror and seeing her aunt's face, Sarah gave a sad smile as she opened the gift. Aunt Rita gave Sarah a coloring book and 8 small color crayons. "Thank you," was all Sarah could say. Rita rubbed the little girl's back as she tried to help her come out of her fog of fear. Finally, the day had come to a close. Sarah was glad it was over, for she wanted to forget about the warm blood and slimy body parts of the dead chicken. No one bothered Sarah that night, nor the next. Sarah seemed to be lost into her own world, a world of peace and love. Her world contained people who did not hit her, did not hurt her. The people were warm and accepting, just like Grandpa and Grandma Nye were. Morning came, and Sarah wanted to feel the cold outside on her face. She wanted to bike far from home, far from the horrors which lay within its walls. Putting on her coat, rubber galoshes over her shoes, and then socks over her hands to keep them warm, Sarah left the house. No mittens were ever given to the children, so they used socks instead. Taking her bicycle out of the cluttered garage, Sarah lifted her leg over the bike and sat on the seat. She rode all day through the chilling snow as miles passed before her. Finally, Sarah ended up back at home. It's not where she wanted to be, but she had nowhere else to go. Please like, share, and subscribe. I look forward to having you join me again next time, where I will show another topic, and I will continue to read from the book titled The Monster We Call Dad by D.A. Riles, which you can purchase from Amazon.com. My newest book is out, titled The Sensitives. You can find it at Amazon.com under The Sensitives by D.A. Riles. Thank you for having joined me.